Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I am going to share about probably the most common uh, challenge that we are facing in meditation, which is struggling to maintain our focus on the breath or the object of focus that we have here in our meditation. Um, Today's video is also the first of a four-part series on the challenges that we encounter during meditation. The second video is going to address not feeling calm after meditation, right? We meditate often to get rid of stress and anxiety and to feel calmer, but sometimes for some of us after meditation, we don't feel calm. So I will share about that. The third video is going to be about adapting ourselves during meditation, whether we are meditating correctly or not. And in the fourth and last video of this series, I will share about the root cause to all those challenges and how we can address them. So I hope you will join me in this series. And let's go back to today's topic, which is struggling with maintaining your focus during meditation. So some of you have shared with me that you are struggling with focusing during your meditation. What that means is that the mind is craving for something to distract itself. It's craving for some exciting thoughts, and it also finds it uncomfortable to stay still. So in this situation, we see that the mind is craving for excitement, for thoughts to hang on, to ruminate, and also the mind is averse to stillness. So there are two things we can do about that. First, we can look at the conditions that make the mind, let's say, restless. It is the condition of the mind, right, to produce thoughts, to scan the future for possible dangers. It's a built-in mechanism in our brain. But also, we can also look at our lifestyle and where we feed our mind. Maybe it is work. We are constantly on emails and messaging apps, so it trains our mind to jump from one thing to another. So it makes our mind restless even more. But also during our free time, maybe we spend time on the internet, we shopping, or spend time on social media where we consume short length content, and that also trains our mind to jump from one thing to another. Or it can be also simply watching movies or TV shows that stimulate our mind in the same way to keep our attention. So we have to look at our lifestyle and see what feeds our restless mind and what we can do about it, and also what we can feed our mind, how we can train our mind to be calmer during our day. So that would mean to insert mindfulness practices during the day, such as mindful eating, brushing your teeth mindfully, and so on. So besides looking at our lifestyles so that and changing our lifestyle so that our mind arrives at the meditation time feeling less agitated, let's look at the meditation practice in itself. What happens during our meditation and how we can approach the problem of losing focus during meditation. When we hear the instructions of meditation, we hear that we have to focus on the breath. So we try this, we try our best to do that. But we realize that our mind is having a hard time to focus on the breath. So there is a struggle right there. On one side, we want our mind to be still, to stay focused on the breath. That's what we want. We see it as a struggle, right? Because our experience is different. Our mind does not stay on the breath. So we try to control our experience to match what we think that what meditation should be. And when we do this, we are fighting with our experience. We are trying to control our mind to match a certain idea of what meditation should be. And when we try to control our experience, we are actually fueling, nourishing the restlessness inside of us. And in terms of Buddhism, um, this desire to want something else than what our current experience is called craving. We are craving for our mind to stay focused. And this generates suffering inside of us, disappointment, we can feel discouraged, we can feel guilty, and so on. So the wise thing to do is to let go of our idea that our meditation experience should be to just have our attention resting on the breath. And instead, um, we have to accept that our experience is different and that our mind is busy. But it is actually a very good thing to realize that our mind is busy, because it is exactly what we are training our mind, training ourselves to do in meditation. The goal of meditation is not to stay focused on the breath. The goal of meditation is to be aware of our experience. So, for example, what that means is when we focus on the breath and we lose track of it, and then we get carried away by a thought, maybe what we're gonna make for dinner or whatever, and then we wake up, most of us will think that we have just failed meditation. But actually, we have just succeeded. Every time that we wake up from a thought, we should see it as a small victory. Okay, because what we are trying to do and training ourselves to do is to wake up, is to um, realize that we have been carried away by thoughts. Okay, so that's what we are trying to do. So every time that we get carried away by a thought and we realize it, we should say, yes, it's a victory. Okay, so there is a mindset shift that is necessary. And now, what do we do with the restless mind that we have become aware of? Now we have to bring a sense of patience and kindness towards ourselves. When we realize that our mind is busy, instead of pushing away the thoughts, we invite them to be with them, to be with them. We don't push them away. We don't try to suppress them. We recognize them. Say, the busy mind, the restless mind is here. Okay. With gentleness, we acknowledge it, and then we come back to the breath. And then it will happen again. We get distracted again by our thoughts. We wake up and we can say, yes, I was able to quote this thought. I can observe the busy mind. It's a thought that I have had many times, and I can see the train of thought that have come along with it. Okay, and then we come back to the breath again and again and again. So here, what we are trying to cultivate inside of us is patience. The last thing that I want to share, and that is very important, is that when we wake up from our train of thoughts, we realize that we've been daydreaming, and we can observe the restless mind, the busy mind. When we do that, we have effectively taken a step out of the busy mind. We were in the busy mind, we were completely carried away by it. And then when we realize it, we have already stepped outside of it. In Buddhism, this is called awareness. We are aware of our experience, um, aware of the thoughts that we are having. And when we are aware, we have already a sense of calm, a sense of freedom, because we are no longer caught by the thoughts. It's like instead of swimming and being carried away by a river, we have stepped out and now we are standing on the banks of the river and we can observe it. So we are no longer caught, entangled by the thoughts. And this is when we are, and when we are there, we can experience the sense of calm, the sense of freedom, the sense of peace. Okay, so meditation and the benefits of meditation is not about um, focusing your attention on the breath and having no thoughts. The peace comes from stepping outside, from realizing the busy mind in our experience and to be with it. Okay, if we push it away, we create tensions in us. We feed the restless mind. But if we include it in our experience and are able to watch it with care, with gentleness, with patience, then we can experience calm and freedom and peace and all those things that we're looking for. Okay, so yes, I think that I hope that makes sense and that is helpful. And I will see you in the next video, which will be about not feeling calm after meditation and what we can do about it.